Hello chatbox out there, it's a brand new week, so you know what that means, a new week with lots of adventures to be had, and I will be taking you guys along on my adventures with me. So this morning I have just got up early and got ready to go off and meet Tash and Jamie at the bus stop as we're going off into Bristol to have a look around the shops in Bristol. Go off to Primark. I love Primark, haven't been there in ages, so we're really looking forward to getting there and having a look around there. And then we're going to be getting the bus to the mall and having a look in there and then get some lunch, and then we're off to go see the last installment of Bridget Jones' Diary, Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. Very excited about that. Also a bit sad because I love these songs so much. And for my breakfast I just had a pie of chocolate and a cup of tea, had some bear cuddles, and he is just so cute, and just watched a bit of TV as I was pretty early getting ready. I think I was just a little bit excited about seeing the movie and going out into Primark, and I'm now off to go and make my way up to the high street to meet Tash and Jamie to get the bus, and I will see you when I'm back from being out in town and seeing the movie, and hope you all have a lovely start to your week. It's later on in the evening now, and I headed up to the high street early on in the day to meet up with Tash and Jamie to get the bus into Bristol to go off to Primark and a few of the shops, and then head off back to the mall to go to the cinema. And they were running a little bit late, so I popped to the plant shop at the top of the high street and got some plants that's from there. Let me show you guys. I was able to get some really pretty plant starts from there. I love all the pretty plant pots and the succulents and cactuses in there. And then I got this plant spray to put on my plants to help water them. And then I met up with Tash and Jamie, who had just gone into Aldi to get some bits from there. And I got myself a drink and some Turkish delight chocolate from the corner shop. And then we met up and headed off to get the bus. And we got the bus into town, and me and Tash headed off to Primark whilst Jamie went off to get her mate who was coming along to the cinema with us. And I had a good look around Primark and got some bits from there. And then we met up with Jamie and her mate, and we then headed off to get the bus back over to Cribs to go off to the cinema. And we then headed off to the cinema and headed in to go and watch the new Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy movie, the last of the films. And I was so excited, and I got some popcorn for me and Tash to share, and then got drinks for both of us. And I just had some Coke and love Coca-Cola so much. I was going to have Fanta, but I think the Fanta was not working for some reason, so I just had some cola instead. And then we watched the film, and it was such a great film. It was an emotional roller coaster of a film, but so good and so worth the watch, and I'd highly recommend it. And afterwards I got a snap of this poster with balloons around it, and then got a photo in front of that I'm showing. I love that poster with all the balloons around it, it's so cute. And then me and Tash went off to TGI Fridays to have our lunch. I'd never been to TGI Fridays before, and so popped in there. And Jamie and her mate went off to go into the mall, and I had this massive portion of barbecue ribs that me and Tash ended up having half each, and it was amazing. It was so good, and I definitely didn't think I was going to be able to have it for myself, as it was quite a big portion, and I probably would have struggled if it was just me eating it by myself. And we had some coleslaw and corn on the cobs as well, and she had a cola and I had a milkshake, and I'm sure you guys that. The food was so good, and the milkshake was amazing, and Tash got a stuff for me with my milkshake. Let me show you guys. The milkshake was so good. Unfortunately they didn't have any coconut milk, and I'm not sure if they had any alternative milk, so I just had to risk it, and I'm probably going to be paying for that later, but it was worth it as it was so damn good. And then we head off to get the bus back, and we got back and we went off to our workplace where Jamie and her mate were having some drinks and chatted with them for a bit, and I'd gone to Co-op and got myself some soft cheese rolls and some cheese bread to have some cheesy rolls with cheese bread for my tea, with a cup of tea in my new mug I got from Primark. And I'm going to show you guys a clip of the things I got. I got this jumper here. It's this mint green jumper, which is so cute. I love a sweater. I love sweater weather, and I'm probably going to wear this tomorrow. Then I got this double pen set, and it's got some teddy bears and ribbons on, and they're so cute. And then I got this really cool notebook that has some cactuses and spaceships on, and really cool artwork on. Very me. And then I got this mug here which says Cup of Ambition, love a dolly, and it was so hard. I was going to get this turtle mug, but I decided to get this one instead. Might have to go back and get the turtle one. And I also got these SpongeBob 3-pack of socks, love SpongeBob. And then I also got some more of this watermelon chewing gum. I love Primark so much, and I don't go in that often, so I had a little bit of a Primark splurge. And I am now off to go and have my soft cheese rolls and a cup of tea in my new mug, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away UK soaps and Love Island All Stars, and I will see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up early so I could catch up on Neighbours and not be interrupted, and so I caught up with that and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. And my mum had gone to take my grandma to the doctor's for a doctor's appointment, and my dad was going off to my other grandma's house to get the house emptied and stuff, and the equipment they were using for my grandma when she had her dementia to get it taken away again. And then my mum got back, and I then got showered and changed, and I then headed off for a walk, making the most of the sunshine and blue skies, as the weather's not supposed to be so nice for the next couple of days, unfortunately. And I had some bear cuddles and played with him in the garden, and he was so energetic and just went around the garden this morning, and he's loving it out in the garden, bless him. I then headed up to the high street, and I went off to one of the flower shops, and I got some flower sets on there, and I'll show you guys. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there, and I was having a lovely chat with the flower shopkeeper in there, and I also got some plants out from the plant section that I'm going to show you guys. I love the plant section with that shelf with all the plant pots on, and that snail plant pot is so cute, and all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterns on the plants. I then went off and had a look at some of the charity shops, and I went off to one of the cafes in the back of one of the shops, and I got a biscuit and a pot of tea from there, and this biscuit was shaped like a flower and had jam in, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious, and that biscuit was so cute. I then got a mirror size from there in front of this mirror wall they've got up with all these plants hanging down, and I'm going to show you guys that. It's so pretty in there. They've had it makeover over in there, and I love all the plants hanging down from the shelves and all the pretty mirrors. I stayed in there for a little bit, and then I headed off and had a look at some more of the shops, and I ended up getting a really pretty cardigan from one of the shops, and I'll show you guys that. Here's my new cardigan I got from one of the shops in the high street. I love it. It's such a beautiful colour. Obviously not going to wear this with this because blue must never be seen, as they say. And I just love the knitted daisies all over it on the sleeves as well, and it's such a good fit. It's so comfy. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not, and I'm really glad I got it. It fits like a glove, and it's just so cute, and I love the daisies all over it. And I FaceTimed Tash showing her the cardigan I got because I knew that he'd love it. And then I got myself some lunch from Aldi, and then I headed off down to the castle. I was going to head to the garden centre, but it's getting a bit late by this point, so I just headed down to the castle, which had been shut as it was filming something, so I wasn't able to get there last week. And I got some snaps of the castle and the gardens that I'm going to show you guys. I love my town's castle. It's so beautiful and enriched in so much history, and I'd love to do a tour of there someday. I then popped into the lounges where you can have afternoon teas, and you can also just pop in and get coffees and teas and stuff from there. So I got myself a hot chocolate from there, and I'm going to show you guys. It was so lovely in there, and the hot chocolates are so good. And I sat and chilled in there, enjoying the lovely music that was playing. And then I had to pop to the loo, and I got a mirror side from there, and above where the mirror is in the bathroom is this beautiful chandelier, and I'll show you guys that. You know how much I love a mirror selfie. I then made way home, and I was listening to music on my headphones on my way home, and I then got back, and my younger sister loves my cardigan. I've got to make sure she doesn't try and nick it. And my older brother is back from being at work, and he'd been staying at his girlfriend's house for a few days, so it was the first time I'd seen him for a few days. And then I had to pop to the corner shop to get some bits from there, and I got back, and for my tea I had a microwavable mac and cheese. Bloody love mac and cheese, the cheesier the better. The mac and cheese was so good, super cheesy, just how I like it. And I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and the UK soaps. I finished writing my journal entry for today, and tomorrow, depending on the weather, I might try and get up to the garden centre, and I've got work in the evening, and I'm going to be wearing my cardigan to work in the evening so I can show my colleague how I'm on shift because I know that she's going to love it, and it's very her style. And I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your evening, and we'll see you in more vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up early and was trying to seize the day, not sleep the day away, and Bear had knocked over one of the coffee tables in the living room. They called a loud bang, so I was already awake from that, and luckily he hadn't broken anything. He was very excited and doing zoomies around the living room, so I had some bear cuddles with him, and then I just watched a bit of TV, was listening to a bit of music. And my mum and dad and my grandma were going off to another funeral. It was my grandma and grandpa's family friend who sadly passed away a few weeks back, so they were going off to his funeral. And my older brother was up in his room doing work. He was on half term, and my younger sister was asleep, and younger brother and older sister were at theirs. And I let my older brother know that I was going off to the garden centre just to keep an ear out, just in case the dog gets up to any mischief. And when I left him, he was sound asleep on his bed, bless his heart. And I ended up going off to Shai's Cafe for some breakfast before going off to the garden centre, and I made my way up there and listened to some music on my headphones whilst on my way up to Shelley's. And I got there and had my Shelley's breakfast. Shelley's breakfast was so delicious, and I always loved their fry-ups, and I had a pot of tea as well. And I got a mirror selfie from there, from this mirror with all these plants around it. Love that mirror with all the plants around it. I was going to get a second mirror selfie from one of the other mirrors in there, but unfortunately it was too busy, and it would have been perfect because it has butterflies and flowers around it, and it would have matched with my cardigan, but I'll have to get that another day. I then went off and had a look once at the charge shop, and then I headed off up to the garden centre. Had a really nice walk up there, and the sun even came out. The weather said it was supposed to rain today, although it was a little bit dark. It stayed dry, thank gosh, because I didn't want to be getting soaked. And I got up to the garden centre and I got some flowers, that's from there. I was able to get some really pretty flower sets from the flower section with lovely colours on, and I'm really excited to see all the lovely blossoms and flowers started to bloom now. And then I got a male selfie from around there, and I'm going to show you guys. I then had a good look around the outside of the garden centre, and then went inside of the garden centre and had a look around the homeware and stationery section, and they've got a load of Easter stuff in, and so I was looking at that, looking at all the lovely chocolates. And then I got a photo of me in front of this Valentine's like heart archway from one of the people who work there, who I'm good friends with, who was there when I did breakfast in there, and I'm going to show you guys that. That archway with the hearts on it is so cute. And then I got some plants, that's on the plant section. Our plant section is huge, and they've got a load of new plant displays that they've put up. So I was able to get some really pretty plants that's on there with lovely succulents and cactuses and plant pots. They're just so pretty, and I love the little Wally Boots plant pot. It's so adorable. And then I made my way back, and I ended up having to go off to the shops to get some bits for my younger sister that she needed, and I got myself some lunch from there. And I'm now home, and I had my lunch, and my older sister's over, and I'm now just going to be chilling before going off to work this evening. I'm doing 6 till close, so I've got my uniform ready for that, and I will see you when I'm back from work. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at my evening shift at work. I did 6 till close, so I got dropped to work, and I got clocked in, put my bag and coat away, and it was me and one other colleague on shift, and had worn my cardigan to work to show my colleague, as I knew that she'd love it, as it's very much her style. And I then was just cracking on with the cleaning and clothes jobs, and running some food and drinks, and doing some food and drink orders and drinks making and cleaning tables. And it was quiet but steady, and then I fished and I clocked off and got picked up and got back. I'm now not in work till Friday evening, and I got changed into my PJs, and for my tea I had smashed chicken and had a bit of bread and butter pudding that my grandma had made, and I'm going to show you guys that. The smashed chicken and the bread and butter pudding that my grandma had made was so delicious. I then sorted my Bluetooth doll out into a new look, and I'm going to show you guys. Here is my Bluetooth doll's new look. She's got some black boots on, these denim jeans on, then she's got this black Daisy t-shirt on with this white collar, and this black jacket and her black hat, and that is the whole look. I absolutely love that new look. And then I finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and watch the UK soaps, and cannot wait to watch the aftermath of the Vic explosion. I just hope none of my favourites die, and I'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday. I got up after a lie-in. I didn't get up until about 12ish. I had set my alarm for 11, but obviously turned it off and had gone back to bed. And I got up and got showered and changed, and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. Just a bit of music and just watched a bit of TV, and was catching up on neighbours and had some bear cuddles. And my dad was at my grandma's house getting that all tidied up, and then my mum and other grandma were off at lunch down at the Anchor just down the road, and my younger sister and myself were then just watching a little bit of TV, and my mum and grandma came back, and my grandma stayed for a little bit. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I was just reading some more off one day, listening to a bit of music and just doing some drawing and colouring in, and watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I was just tidying up my office and my dolls and doll house, and then I headed off for a walk, and I got some salvage whilst on my walk, and it had been quite drizzly and very windy, and then the sun came out and blue skies, and it turned into quite a nice day. And I went off and had a look at one of the charge shops, and went off to Aldi to get myself some lunch, but there wasn't much there, and so I ended up getting myself some mini pancakes and strawberries and blueberries from there to have for my breakfast tomorrow, and then got some flour starts from the flowers. I love all the vibrant colours on those flowers and the pretty roses. And then I went off and had a look at some more of the shops, and I got myself a cheese and onion bake from Greg's and had that on the way back, and popped into one of the shops and they've got a cafe out at the back, and I got myself another one of those jammy flour biscuits. They're so pretty and so delicious, and got a mirror selfie from there. Let me show you guys. That cafe is so cute. I love all the plants hanging down from the shafts and all the pretty mirrors. I then headed back and I got home and I had a cup of tea in my Cup of Ambitions mug, which is huge and great for having lots of cups of tea in, as I love cups of tea and can get a good cup of tea in those mugs. And had biscuit I got from the cafe, a little jammy flower, which is so pretty and so delicious. And then me and my mum and younger sister and older sister were just watching a bit of Star Trek, and I was led on the sofa and Bear came up and snuggled in, and I got a photo of him asleep on the sofa, cuddled up with the teddy bear that I got him. He is so adorable, bless him, and he's getting so big. I then was just working on some illustrations and coloring some of those in, and was listening to a bit of music, and then I was reading some more of One Day, and I'm now off to go and watch some more episodes of Doctor Who. I've just been rewatching the 10th Doctor and Donna episodes, and I love their partnership in Doctor Who so much. And I'm off to Jones for the games night this evening, and we'll see when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at games night. I got dropped down to games night and had such a lovely time at games night. Always have so much fun, and we had some chicken and some salad and some bread, and then we had some crumble for our pudding that David made, and I'm going to show you guys. The food was so delicious. Then we played a few games, and then I got dropped by Jen, and I then first tried to have a journal entry for today, put that away, and I watched today's Home and Away, and then watched Emmerdale and EastEnders, and EastEnders did their 40th live episode, which was phenomenal, and I cannot believe that Martin has died. Poor Stace. I really wanted Stacey and Martin to get back together, and he leaves behind his family and his friends, and yeah, it was just so heartbreaking and just extremely well acted, and especially with it being live. And then in Emmerdale we've had the limousine crash into the ice, so had lots of fatalities there. So we've got Amy and Susie and Layla all dead. Very sad, very emotional scenes, and I'm now off to go and watch a movie, cheer myself up, because those two soaps were pretty heavy tonight. Probably watch The Holiday or 903, one of those. And I have morning group tomorrow, and we're going to be doing some baking, making pizzas, and very excited about that. And I'll see you with more vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday. I hope you guys are all having a lovely end to your week, almost a weekend. I got up early, ready to go off to morning group, and for my breakfast I had some mini pancakes, which is strawberries with blueberries with a cup of tea, and I'm going to show you guys that. It was so delicious. I then just watched a bit of TV and listened to some music. I was just having some bear cuddles, and then I got dropped to morning group by my dad, and we were doing some baking, and I love doing baking at morning group. It's always so much fun, and we were making pizzas, and so we got that ready, and it smelled so good. And I made mine in the shape of a heart, and added some mushrooms and some yellow and green peppers and some chorizo and lots of mozzarella cheese and red Leicester cheese as well, which is my favourite. and then we had a tea and coffee break, and I got a photo of these flowers that were on the table in the kitchen. I love yellow roses, they're so pretty. I then had to pop off to the loo and I got a Mersafi. That mirror is so cute. Then we were just having a bit of a natter, and then our pizzas were finished and they looked so good, and I'm show you guys a clip of my pizza I made. I made this heart-shaped pizza at Morning Group. It's got peppers and chorizo and cheese. It looks so good. Can't wait to have this for my lunch. It turned out really well. I was worried it wouldn't take the shape, but it did. And then I got picked up by my dad, got back, and my mum was just getting up, and she was up in the night as she's got the cold thing that my older brother had. I think my older sister also has it. I hope I don't get it. So she's just taking it steady. And then I had my pizza that I'd made at Morning Group, and it was so good. And then I was just watching a bit of TV, and I was watching a bit of Bargain Hunt, and it's such a miserable day out there. I was hoping I was going to be able to get out for a walk, but it's so gloomy and so wet and windy out there that I'm just going to have a bit of a quiet day. And I was listening to a bit of music, just doing some drawing, colouring in, and reading some more of One Day, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I just watched some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat videos, tidied up my office and my dolls and dollhouse, and then my dad took my grandma off for a doctor's appointment, and I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who. My dad then got back, and my older brother and his girlfriend were in town. They got off to Primark and to IKEA, and then we're going to the sandwich place called Sandwich that I keep meaning to go to, and next time me and Tash go into town we'll definitely have to check that out. And then they got back, and I was then just sorting out my Bridget doll and listened to a bit of music, and then my dad was then getting the tea ready, and we were having fajitas and nachos, and we then got the table set up ready to have that, and then we headed off out the bedroom to have our tea, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. I love fajitas and nachos. We then tidied away, and I was then just watching a bit of 101 Dalmatians and listening to a bit of music, doing some drawing and colouring in of some of my new illustrations. And then me and my older brother and his girlfriend and younger sister were playing some games of Ludo, and then I was just watching some episodes of Merlin, and new BGT is back tonight, so I can't wait to watch that when I'm back from work. I then got my uniform ready for work, and I'm now off to go and chill, and then head off to work doing a 7 till 10, or maybe close this evening depending on how busy it is. I might get to finish at 10, might finish later, and then I'm doing a split shift the next day, and I'll see you when I'm back. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I ended up doing 7 till 10:50ish instead of finishing at 10, as my colleague who I was on shift with was opening the next day, so I let them finish at like 9ish, and I finished at 10:50ish, as it was quiet but steady. And so I just smashed out a load of the cleaning and clothes jobs, and our Wi-Fi has gone down, so one of the tills can only take cash at the moment, the other one can take cash and card, and then the food and coffee and drink tickets aren't printing at the moment because it's not sending through, so we're having to do the orders and then print receipts for kitchen and for front of house, because we're not getting tickets sent through, which is very annoying, but we managed, and we'll just have to do that until the Wi-Fi comes back on. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it comes back by tomorrow afternoon at the latest, but we'll have to wait and see. We just have to do best we can whilst the Wi-Fi is down. And I then finished, and I clocked off. I got my bag and coat, got picked up by my mum, got back and got into my PJs, and I then was just finishing off writing my journal entry for today. I got my uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a split shift, so I'm doing a 10 till 3 and then doing a 6 till 10 and then a 9 till 3 on Sunday. and I have a few days off, and it's my grandma's funeral on the Wednesday, this Wednesday coming. So it's sad, but I'm also glad that she's not suffering anymore, as she had dementia for quite a while, and it's just such a horrible disease. And she was also reunited with my granddad now. He passed away 10 years ago, and I'm just thinking that they're going to be up there now together, reunited again. And then I listened to Marina's new song, which is such a bop, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and Emmerdale, and we'll see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday. I hope you guys are all having a lovely weekend. I got up, showered and changed, and I had some porridge for my breakfast with some blueberries in. It was so good. I then watched a bit of TV and was listening to a bit of music and just chilled before work and was having some bear cuddles. And then my dad brought me to work. I got to work and I got clocked in and put my bag and coat away, and I got myself a drink from the corner shop just before work and got one for my head chef and gave that to him, as I said I would last night. He thought I was joking, but I wasn't, so he was very thankful for me getting him that drink, bless him, and thought I was messing. And then I clocked in and put my bag and coat away, and the Wi-Fi is still down, so one till is working, the other one is only cash only, and none of the tickets for front of house and back of house are printing at the moment. So that means that every order we make, we have to make sure that we print a receipt for front of house and for kitchen, so we have to remember to do that. And it was so busy because the weather was lovely outside, lovely sunny blue skies. It brought everybody out, so we had such a busy lunch rush, and lots of people ordering coffees and milkshakes and smoothies, and just so much food, so many food tickets. So it was pretty intense, and it was so warm in my workplace. For some reason the heating must have been on pretty high, so I was literally drenched, and I was wearing so much food and drinks, cleaning tables, doing food and drink orders and drinks making, and saw him chat to some of the regulars, and it was just full on. It wasn't even like it would calm down a bit, it was just relentless. We had a great team on, and was getting a little bit stressed out, and it was getting a bit like people were getting a bit snappy, and I was just like, I cannot be dealing with this right now. I felt like it was just so hot, so luckily we had people sitting outside, so I was able to take the food and drink up there and kind of cool off a bit, and I was just having lots of drinks to try and keep going. And I think I'm getting this bug thing that everybody seems to be having at the moment. Tash has it. I mean, like, everybody's got so many bugs, there's so many bugs going on at the moment, so I'm feeling a little bit crappy anyway. And I finished at 3, and I got this jumper that I'm wearing right now just before I started work, and I got changed to this, got my bag and coat, put my coat into my bag, and I showed Tash and she liked it. I wasn't sure how I felt about this jumper, but I actually really like it. And then we went off to have a look in the market that's on an Saturday, and then went off to Co-op and got our lunch from there. And then she went off home, and she's back in at 6 now. She was going to be back in at 5, but I'm now coming in at 5. She's coming in back in at 6. And I then went off and went to the child shops, and I went off to one of the restaurants to pop to the loo as I was about to burst, and got a mirror sight from there that I'm going to show you guys. I love the mirrors in there with the lights either side, it's so cute. I then went off to one of the flower shops that wasn't open the other day when I went to go there, and got in there and got some flower stats that I'm show you. They've got such lovely colours. I love the flowers in there, they're always so pretty, and I really like that green flower pot that says flowers on, so pretty. I then had a chat with the flower shop keepers, and then I went off to one of my favourite shops up in the high street, and I got a knitted grommet. I now have feather glue and grommet, and then I headed back and I had to get some chocolate for my younger sister, and she'd asked if I could get her some, so I said, yeah, sure. I was heading off back near one of the shops anyway. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of the chocolate she wanted, so I got her some white chocolate buttons instead. And I got back and had my lunch, and I had some chicken Caesar wraps with some full cut and crisps, which was so good, and had a cola, and put my grommet with my first McGrew, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of that. I've now got a knitted grommet from one of my favourite shops in the high street. They had the first McGrew knitted one, and then they've now brought this one in. If we do a Wallace, I will have to get that one as well, and I just love it. It's so cute, and now I've got them both sat there together. Grommet is now keeping First McGrew company, and I was going to be starting at 6, and now I'm starting at 5 as Tash isn't feeling very well. I was hoping that her sister Jamie would cover her, but unfortunately she can't get covered now, so she's asked if I could start earlier and she could start at 6 so she could have a bit of a power nap. And yeah, I'm hoping she's feeling better soon. I am also feeling a little bit crappy, lots of bugs going around, and I am now off to go and chill before going to work, and we'll see you when I'm back from work. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from the second part to my split shift. I was supposed to be doing 6 till 10, I ended up doing 5 till 10, so that Tash, who wasn't feeling very well, could start a little bit later on. And I got clocked back into work and put my bag and coat away, and it was just me and one other colleague to start with, and it was really busy. I thought that by 5 it would calm down a bit, but it was still quite busy, so I was just doing lots of food and drinks, cleaning tables and doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making, and the Wi-Fi was still playing up, so one till was only taking cash, the other one was taking cash and card, but it still was a little bit dodgy, which is a bit frustrating. Hopefully it's back to normal soon. And then Tash came in at 6, and we were just getting loads of the cleaning and clothes jobs done, and it was pretty quiet as it's the end of half term, so quite a lot of people have gone away for the last few days of half term. So I then finished at about 9ish, clocked off and got my bag and got changed into this jumper I had in my bag. I love this jumper. I wasn't sure about this jumper at first. I got it earlier on in the day and I actually really like it, and I've had quite a few people complimenting me on my jumper. I then head off to one of the pubs, and Jamie was there with one of her mates, and we were playing games of Ludo, and I had a blackcurrant cider, which is really nice, and saw Tom, who works there, and was having a lovely chat with him. And then I headed off as I have work tomorrow. I'm doing a 9 till 3, so I didn't want to be out too late, and I got a drink from the co-op to have for work tomorrow. And then I got picked up by my mum, got home, and for my tea I had a mac and cheese. I then was just finishing off writing my journal entry for today, and I put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch brand new BGT. I love It's Got Talent, and I'll see you in more vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday. I hope you guys have all had a great weekend and you're all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up, showered and changed, ready for work. I was doing a 9 till 3, and I had some breakfast. I had some porridge and was just watching a bit of TV and listened to a bit of music before work. I had some bear cuddles, and then I got dropped to work. I got clocked in and put my bag and coat away. It was just me and one other colleague to start with, and then one of our other colleagues started at 10, and there was only 3 of us on in the daytime, and it was busy but steady, so it wasn't too crazy, and the Wi-Fi is still playing up, so one till can take only cash and the other one can do cash or card, so it was just having to manage around that. But other than that, it went swimmingly, and I was doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making, and went lots of food and drinks and cleaning tables and so on, chat to some of the regulars. And then at 1 o'clock we had a musician come in and play some songs, and that was really good. And then I got to finish early as it was quieting down after picking up a little bit, and with quite a lot of people coming in for Sunday roast. And despite the weather not being very nice, it was busy, but we managed. And I then clocked off and got my bag and coat, and I headed off to Aldi to get myself some lunch from there, and got some flower snacks from the flower session from there. such lovely colours on. I love all the roses, and those orange ones are so pretty. I then got picked up by my dad, got back and got changed into my jumper. This jumper I love this red jumper, and had my mojo that I got from Aldi, and watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I put my uniform in the wash, and I'm now off for a few days. And then I ended up having a little bit of a nap, and then my dad had got my grandma from hers, and she was over for tea, and we were having a Sunday roast, and my mum was getting that ready, and it smelled so good. I was then just watching a bit of the Phantom of the Opera musical live at the Royal Albert Hall on Sky Arts, and then my older sister came over from being at rugby, and she stayed for tea, and my older brother was back from being out as well, and we had our tea, and I'm going to show you guys. The Sunday roast was so good, and then we had donuts for pudding, and I had mine with a cup of tea in one of my favourite mugs. And then I watched a bit of Andy's Roadshow, and my grandma then got dropped home by my dad, and my older sister stayed for a bit, and then she also went off home. And I'm now just finishing off writing today's journal entry, and I'm then going to be watching new Dancing on Ice. I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and all have a great new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in a new vlog coming very soon.